Hey guys, welcome back to On the Level. This is Kevin. I'm excited today. If you don't know this guy, you've been living under a rock, I think, in real estate. But Ricky Carruth is here. Let me give you the quick rundown. For the last few years, he does over 100 properties a year as a single agent. #1 RE/MAX agent in Alabama, 2014 and 17. His mission, as of late, is to reduce the failure rate in real estate. And he does that through his 100% free coaching program, Zero to Diamond. Ricky, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, man. So I'm just really excited. I want to use our time really well because I got a lot of questions for you, and I'm sure everyone's excited to hear from you. First thing, why do real estate agents fail? Because you've kind of taken that on your shoulders to at least reduce, if not omit altogether. Why do you think we fail?
And, man, I love how you didn't ask me to tell my story, to be honest.
If you can Google it, I'm not going to ask it.
So every single podcast I do, they want you to introduce yourself and give you a little background on all that stuff. And I guess I do that too on my podcast sometimes when I'm interviewing people or whatever. But I like how you just got right into it. So yeah, that's I'm glad you started out with this question too. Why agents fail? I think the biggest reason, like everything in real estate is mindset. Like even the hard work part of real estate is mindset. Like you have to mentally tell yourself, I'm going to push through this, or I'm going to do this, or I have to do this, I've always been super curious and competitive. My curiosity makes me want to learn how to be the best and what all the best, people are doing. The competitive side of it makes me work harder than everybody else so that I can beat them. So, there's a lot of mentality that goes behind it. I think the biggest problem is fear, right? They're just scared to make calls. They're scared to talk to strangers. They're scared to be in situations that they don't feel comfortable. They're scared to get asked questions they don't know the answer to. They're scared of the unknown. And they're also scared to miss opportunities. So they see shiny pennies, and so they try to chase all these different things, thinking that it might be the opportunity, and they don't want to lose out on it. So they got to chase it, and then boom, now they're spread out so thin. They start a million things, but never finish anything. There's so many distractions out there, and then I think like as far as my message goes, the deeper reason is all the mainstream coaching out there telling agents how to go after deals. They're teaching them how to go after deals. A new agent comes in the business. They're coached to go after the deal, to ask buyers and sellers if you want to buy, if you want to sell, and if not, do some objection handlers to try to talk them into it. And nobody wants to, the prospects don't want to do a deal, so they're not going to deal with that agent that was trying to high pressure them. The new agent doesn't know what they're doing wrong because they're doing everything that their coach told them to do. But nobody will do a deal with them, and they don't know why, because the client doesn't say, I'm not going to deal with you because you were high pressuring me. They're just going to say, thank you. Yeah, we'll be in touch. And then they never answer their phone, and the agent doesn't know what they're doing wrong. Well, what you're doing wrong is you're coming at them from an angle of what they can do for you. And what I'm trying to do is reverse that and try to teach agents how to figure out what they can do for the clients. And so I think that's the bigger problem. I think that's a huge problem. And, there's people that say, oh, well, what do you say about the agents out there that are using the do you want to sell strategy and handling rejections and all this, and they're just crushing it? My answer to that is they could be crushing it 10 times more if they were coming from a place of what can I do for you? You know what I mean? So I think fear maybe is the biggest thing, mindset, having that drive. Not everybody has that drive. Not everybody wants to be the best. Not everybody, wants to put forth the effort. Not everybody wants that. So, if you don't have that drive, it's going to be tough. And then everybody's scared of everything, on top of the fact that mainstream coaching is killing the industry with their 1980 scripts.
I think that's probably the underlying message of why I reached out to you, because I think we just share that sentiment a lot. But I think fear for sure comes down. One of the things you said about competition, and I know you come from a place of abundance where, there's enough for everybody. Like everything works. It's a matter of what works for you, and kind of leaving this mentality of, and the way I see it is the mainstream coaches are teaching that because that's all they know. Here's your script. Here's your motivation. Here's your Red Bull. Go get them, Tiger. do you feel like that more agents should be coming from abundance even when the market swells or shrinks?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that regardless of how, big or small the market is, or if we have a pullback or a correction, the market is always forever more than you can ever handle. Like you are a tiny little dot in this huge industry. You're just a tiny little dot. And if the industry goes, it doesn't matter what this does, if the industry goes up and down, you're still a little dot in this huge stratosphere of a market at all times. And like, it comes down to the fact that it's as much as you can handle. That's where the unlimitedness comes from, because every deal is a process. Every client is a process. Everything is a process, and so you can't just do like 100 deals in one day. That's never going to happen.
Right.
It's not like you call them, do a deal, boom, call them, do a deal, boom, and you get paid for all those deals on that day. It just doesn't happen like that. It's a process. Even when you create the relationship, and you really connect and they want to do the deal, you still got to list it and then, set up showings, get the offer, negotiate, do the deal. It's 30, 45 days to closing. If they're a buyer, you got to show them property, you got to find this and find that, and then, negotiate the deal. It's just, everything is a process. So because of that, there's more deals than you could ever handle at all times, forever, regardless of what the market does. And so that fact, it's a fact. That fact takes competition out of the entire equation. It doesn't matter if 1 million agents enter the market or 1 million agents leave the market. It's not going to affect your day to day. You continue doing what you're doing. You're going to lose deals. You're always going to lose deals. Yep. You have to turn that lost deal into 5 more deals by using that future time you got back from losing the deal. And people are using that future time that they don't have to do that deal anymore, sulking about the deal they lost, when they should be initiating 5 more deals in that same time frame. Now you're multiplying your business. So, and as far as the mainstream coaches, they're doing it because they're making money. They're mainstream for a reason, because they're mainstream and everybody knows them. And so they trust them because they have that brand. And so everybody's on the bandwagon, let's sign up for this $1,000 a month thing and we're gonna crush it, and that's just, I'm introducing an entirely new model of telling everybody everything for free, right, and making money on the back end through speeches, books, and affiliates. But the thing is, on the front end, I don't want a dime from any agent. I want the money from the bigger companies. I want book sales. I want speeches. I want the other company's money, not the agent's money. So it's a different model, but it's the new model in today's world. It's the same thing with real estate.
Yeah.
Do a deal for free, right? So yeah, relationships over transactions, man.
Absolutely. What was there a single event that brought you to the 100% free coaching model, or was it just being fed up with?
Yeah, I started out my coaching journeys charging. I was charging $20 a month, $300 one time, $1,000 one time, $50 a month, $100 a month. I tried a bunch of different approaches, and through that maybe, I don't know, 6 months to a year time frame, I learned a lot. A couple things I learned. I was doing webinars to try to sign people up for the coaching. I would do a webinar, 300 people would sign up, 100 would show up to the webinar, 1 or 2 people would sign up, right?
Right.
And I'm thinking, those numbers really those aren't attractive numbers, I mean, when I think about it, I'm like, okay, there's 300 people that wanted help, that wanted help. 100 of them were really, really serious about wanting help. They took time out of the day to show up to this thing.
Right.
And then only 2 of them signed up. So I woke up one day and I came to the realization that, wait a minute, I'm not running my coaching business like I'm coaching my agents to run their real estate business. I'm telling the agents it's all about relationships over transactions. But here I am trying to charge people $20 here, 100 there, 1,000 here for coaching, and it was 2 completely different. It was like I was contradicting myself,
right?
And I was like, wait a minute, what if I flipped this, did this for free, and then completely just gave everything, And then what happens? Well, the same scenario with the webinar. Instead of 300 signing up, 100 showing up, and 2 signing up, now I have all 300 in the program, and now they're going to follow me to the ends of the earth. They're going to show up to every speaking event that I do. They're going to buy every book that I write. And I'm going to do everything I can do to help those 300 people succeed, you know, and I'm going to do it from an intent standpoint of, I don't want a dime from you. This is how I sell 100 properties a year. I want you to be able to sell 100 properties a year. There's plenty for everybody.
You know, I think that's as far as real estate goes in public opinion, that's counterintuitive to what most people think of real estate agents, because we get the perception of commission hungry, you know, we just want the deal, we don't really care. And I think that goes back to us being, you know, salespeople, and we have to sell to a certain degree. But when you approach business from a standpoint of help, it changes things. And, you know, you and I both remember 2008. For me, it was not very fun. I know a little bit of, I don't know if that was the time where you tell the story about how you lost $1 million at 23. I don't know if it was around that time, but what's some of the biggest lessons you brought out of the hardest times?
It was literally that when I lost everything and I read 100 books and I studied the market and I watched all the top producers, that's when I realized that the first half of my career was totally bogus. Like, everything was about the deal. Everything was about the deal. Everything was about the money. Everything was about the transaction. And it was just a total fake it till you make it thing. You know, just not really. It wasn't that I didn't care about people. It was just that I was only focused on the money, the deal. I wasn't really looking to provide long-term value to people. I was just trying to get the quick pop. I was trying to help them. I was trying to help them do what they want to do, but I wasn't looking at it from a long-term perspective of this lifelong relationship that could be potentially worth 10 to 20 deals to me, you know, over the life of my career. So when the market crashed, I was so focused on deals. Well, when you're focused on deals and you have a deal-focused business and the market crashes and deals go down to nothing, you have to get out of the business, because all you were focused on were deals, and deals went away. Yep. But if you're a relationship-based business, relationships don't go away, A, and B, humans don't go away whenever the market crashes. You can still get out there and create more and more and more relationships. You know, it doesn't matter what the market does. So what I found really interesting was, through my studies, was that closings continue to happen every day, even when the market crashes. Closings continue to happen every single day. And so through that, it opened up my eyes that, wait a minute, you know, and then it's like all you need really is 2 deals a month, right? For the average agent to really survive. You know, I like to do, of course, about 10 a month, but you know, that's 10 a month. There's deals happening every single day. And not only that, every deal represents 2 opportunities to represent someone. There's a buyer and a seller. And so every deal is 2 opportunities. So all these deals that are happening times 2 are how many opportunities you have to represent somebody. So, I mean, you've got them happening every day, regardless of the market crashes. All I want is about 5 or 10, you know what I'm saying? And like, they're happening every day. So 30 days, even if just one deal happened a day in your home market, that's 60 opportunities right there. Just only if one deal happened every day. You know, that's 60 opportunities if just one deal happens every day. You know, there's more than one deal happening every day, but there's 60 opportunities every month. And all I'm looking for is 5 or 10. So that was a big realization. And the fact that the market crashes, what happens? Well, the clients change. You know, the clients that buy when it's going up aren't the ones buying when it's down. You know, the clientele changes, and the sellers, you know, they have to sell when the market crashes. They're in trouble. They need to short sell. They need to do this. They need to do that. They're more concerned with getting it done than the price. And so, you know, the buyers want to buy right now when it's down before it goes up. Seller got to sell. There's so much urgency. But what scares all the agents out of the business is the fact that all the clients they were working with when the market was going up, they put the brakes on and go away. And now they think there are no clients. They don't realize closings are continuing to happen. It's just a different clientele. You have to switch your client mindset. You got to switch your clientele over, and you got to get out there, continue grinding and making these calls to find the people that do want to buy when the market's down and need to sell.
It sounds so easy. Like the math just works. The math just works.
You can't lose. Like
right.
There's no way to lose. There's no way to lose. The only way to lose is if you don't follow what I'm saying, or you don't put the work in, or if you're scared, but if you do what I'm saying and you contact the amount of people you need to contact and ask them what you can do to help them, grab their email, put them in your database, do the weekly email like I do forever on the same day of the week forever, you're golden. I mean, you're going to crush it. You'll eventually be the top agent in your area if that's what you're striving to be.
Yeah. And I think, consistency, I see a lot of agents, they struggle with consistency. They also look at they listen to the noise, or they get distracted by the noise. And I think what I like about you is you're very consistent in what you like. Here it is, man. Here is the map. If you do this, hands down, and don't get distracted by the noise out here of the next shiny object, or, hey, there's an easier way, or, hey, this will automate it, or whatever that is. Do you think technology is overall helping or hurting our business?
I think it's hurting us.
Yeah.
I really do. As far as giving people opportunity to distract us with shiny pennies, I think that's hurting us big time. I think technology is helping us in a lot of other ways, like the dialers, being able to, pull up a dialer and get all the numbers in a subdivision and then dial them all like in a matter, like what used to take me 10 hours now takes me an hour.
Right.
I can do things 10 times faster. There's very few agents that are really taking advantage of this. You can do so much damage. What used to take me 10 hours takes me an hour. I can do now in an hour. It used to take me 10 hours. And then I still have 9 more hours that I would have been calling 10 years ago that I can do more damage and go to more appointments, do more things.
Yeah.
So I think that's really huge. And as far as Facebook and Instagram and all that goes, I really believe that using that to get leads is not the highest quality way, not the most efficient way to build your business. I think that in my opinion, and the way I do it, and I just throw things out there the way I do it, Kevin. Yeah. I don't judge people. I think that the people that are crushing it with Facebook leads and stuff, that's great. Everything works. You just gotta find what works for you. I like to just give my opinions and let everybody just take it in and then decide what they want to do. You don't have to like what I say, but I like Facebook and Instagram to build my brand, not to get leads. This is the thing. The highest quality leads are property owners that own the kind of property and the price range you want to sell in. Those are the highest quality leads. There's nothing else. So RedX has developed a way for you to target the owners you want to target, and you can just call them back to back to back to back to back. Like Zillow, and even Facebook, to get these leads that are, most of them don't return the calls, right? And it could be for a $20,000 trailer or $1 million house. You don't know what the lead is really going to be about, or what price range, or how serious, and all this stuff.
Right.
And those are really expensive. Zillow is $200 to $300 a lead, right, for one lead. Mm-hmm. Well, RedX is $50. $50, you get 2,000 property owners in the price range that you want. If you want $500,000, boom, there's 2,000 of them for $50. 2,000 versus one lead. You don't know what the price range is for like $200. It's really kind of insane the way that I've laid it out in the program. I've trimmed all the fat off. I even have the scripts down to not selling. You're just calling to see what you can do to help them, see what's going on. I've trimmed all the fat off of, this is the most efficient way to build your business. Here's how you follow up. Here's how you scale your business with a weekly email. This is how you have a net in place that catches everybody on the back end. You never lose anybody forever. People will call you 5-10 years later and say, I didn't get your weekly email. I'm ready to do this. And I've got it all laid out there for you. Like you said, and all the fat trimmed down. It's just the meat and potatoes of what's most efficient. And agents need to, they need to cipher through all those shiny pennies and distractions and stuff, and they really need to try to focus on one or two things and really just nail those one or two things, you know, and just become a master, you know, at those one or two main, you know, ingredients. You know, make that your main course. And then if you want a couple side dishes of a couple other things, that's fine. But make sure that the focus and you complete your tasks for those one or two things every day.
Yeah. In my world, I call it revenue generating activities. And you look at how you spend 80% of your day, and you should be able to track it back to revenue. And there's so many agents out there, and it's like, you change the font on your website again, you're looking at your color palette. It's just like, you have to really focus down on what's building revenue and what's not. And I feel like, you know, when you said, you know, you can buy Zillow leads, or you can get, you know, 2,000 people in the price point that are target, the first thing that came to mind was like, but Ricky, then I have to work the people.
What do you have to do when you get the Zillow lead? When you get the Zillow lead, what do you have to do? You have to call them.
Same thing.
So what do you want to do? Wait around in your office for Zillow leads to pop up in your email?
Right.
Or do you want to go ahead and get 2,000 of them right now in the price range that you want, 400 to 500, 600, a million, 200 to 300? You pick. It's your choice. And then get 2,000 of them right now for $50 today, and just start calling them back to back to back instead of waiting on an unknown Zillow lead or unknown Facebook lead, right? And then use Facebook and Instagram to build your brand, not to get leads, but just to build your presence, you know, where people know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And I think that's it. You know, I preach brand a lot. I do talks on branding and stuff like that with agents about creating personal brands. And I think for me, that's a missing link that people, they want to hide under the logo, or they want to hide under the brokerage instead of putting themselves out there. And I've heard you say in a talk before, someone asked the question, which broker should I go to? And we're kind of in the middle of a little bit of a broker battle of who's better than who and who's got more than who. And I see it as, you know, I don't know if you see it this way. I see it as wherever you fit, like that's where you should be, whatever gives you what you want. But even under that, creating a brand for yourself, and that's the legacy I think you're talking about. Most people don't associate one transaction or one deal as 10 or 20 lifetime, right? Mm-hmm. And so looking at the whole equation, it really makes sense to not be spread so thin and to really create a stronghold for an agent's brand. What is the, you know, when someone does bring up which broker should I go to, there's a lot of factors obviously that go into it. You know, what's kind of the, getting out and talking to all these thousands of people that you talk to, what's kind of the sentiment out on the street as far as what's attractive to an agent getting into the business?
It's different for everybody. My advice is, like, for new agents trying to figure it out, because they're all worried about the split and how much, what the cap is and all this. And the thing is I don't care if somebody takes 70% of your commission in the beginning, because chances are you're not going to get any commission. You know,
right.
It's gonna be a minute before you get a commission, right? Yeah. I think the biggest thing is go somewhere where you feel like they're gonna teach you the most.
Yep.
You know, where you feel like the people there really have something in place, or you just have this really gut feeling that they're gonna teach you more than any other place about contracts and MLS and all the basics that new agents need to know. Mm-hmm. You know, who's gonna fast track you to the most knowledge the quickest. I think that's the biggest thing. And then the thing is once you learn all that and you feel like you've learned everything, you got everything out of that company that you can, now we got to make a decision. Do we like this company long term, right? Or do we want to move? Because the chances are wherever you start is not where you're going to end up.
Right.
Companies, you know, like I'm on my 7th company. This is where I feel like I'm going to end up, you know.
Right.
But you know, could I work somewhere cheaper and save tens of thousands of dollars per year? Probably. I mean, there's always other things out there.
Right.
But, you know, back to your point about personal brand versus, you know, company brand, like like the personal brand, they work together, mm-hmm. You know, you kind of brand yourself together. Now, no agents say, well, you just said you can move companies. Yeah. You know, in the learning stages of your career, the learning curve, you kind of go through these stages, you know, and two, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know I mean, there's no way for a new agent to understand that they can't make a lifelong decision. This is the company I want to be with. You got to be in the business for 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 years to really understand which company in the area you really want to align yourself with, for the rest of your career. And once you realize that, whether it's because it's the top producing company or certain people work there or you love the brand or you like what they're doing, whatever the reason is, you want to try to find that out at some point and then go there and stay there forever,
Yeah.
So I think that's the best strategy is like you said, everybody's different, and whatever works for you is what you need to do. But in the beginning, don't worry about splits, worry about knowledge, and then worry about split. Once you get some consistency, 85% of agents fail. So, you could possibly be a statistic at this point. Like, give yourself the best opportunity to survive by trying to learn as much as you can. If all you're going to make is even 25% or 50% or 75% or whatever, it doesn't really matter in the beginning,
Yeah, I agree. And I look at it like, like real estate school. If you're getting in the business, real estate school will teach you how to stay out of jail, right? And then the brokerage will.
If that's what you want to call it, man, it's more like scare you.
Yeah, it will. It'll almost debilitate you. You're scared to.
It will, dude. It'll have you so scared to do this and that. And it's like, don't even worry about that. You know?
Right. And then you get out and I think you and I agree, like you choose your brokerage based on who can teach you more because, let's face it, 80% of nothing is nothing. So if you have to go lower split, but you're going to get the experience to actually write a contract and actually do a closing, actually show up to clients, that is more valuable long-term than anything else. And then coming into, like a world like Zero to Diamond, like what you do, where it's actually teaching you the business strategy behind that sort of practical, localized knowledge. I think that's a win all day long. Is that kind of the purpose behind what you're doing?
The purpose is, like you said from the beginning, to reduce the failure rate, right?
Yeah.
So I have 2 strategies. I'm already reducing failure rate because I get messages every week from agents saying that I was going to quit and I found your stuff and now I'm crushing it, right? I was about to quit. They tell me I was about to quit. And so I reduce the failure rate every time I get one of those messages. But that I'm going to win in the short term through just spreading what I do. And hopefully, it catches on a little and some of these agents that we're going to quit don't have to quit, like it's already happening. That's strategy 1. Strategy 2 is spreading the message about what to do when the market crashes, that closings happen every day. Business continues to be unlimited. Competition doesn't exist. Here's how you do it. Buyers buy because it's down. Sellers got to sell. All that stuff. Hopefully I can spread that message deep enough before the market actually does crash, where less agents will have to get out of the business because of that message. So I've got 2 strategies there on how to get it done, and I'm just going to keep pounding away.
Love it. Love it. Well, we certainly appreciate what you're doing for this industry. How can we get a hold of you? What's the best way?
ZeroToDiamond.com, really. I mean, if you go there, it's got my Instagram and all the podcasts and YouTube and, Twitter, and, you can email me there and sign up for the free coaching. It's absolutely free. There's a course, there's an action plan, 90-day action plan, and then we do live training twice a month. So yeah. And I answer every single Instagram DM. So that's really the best way for agents to really, if they have a question or something that I can answer or anything, that's really the best way for people to reach out to me.
I think that is how we ended up here. I think I may have used Facebook Messenger, but I saw a video you did and I just reached out, and honestly, it was a nice surprise when it was actually the real you that responded. So I can vouch that is 100% the truth. Ricky, thank you so much for your time. I want to respect your time. I know you're a busy guy. We're pulling for you. You just keep going, man. I think it's wonderful what you're doing. I know a lot of agents out there certainly do too. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you real soon. All right, brother?
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, man.
Guys, this is Kevin on the Level. We'll see you next time.